All right, we're back. Benny's over there getting ready. Putting on his boots for the day. It was pretty wet getting over here to the job site. We're a little bit later today. It's closer to 10, even actually a little after 10. And getting a little bit of a late start this morning. It was just raining a lot, drizzling, and had a couple of bouts in there where I almost thought we saw snow. But we're gonna get started here where we left off last night, finish up the rest of the frame job. There's old Vinny staying over here. Do here is we're gonna go ahead and frame out the rest of this box all the way to over here. I decided to change the shape a little bit and give them a little bit more real estate. Code wants like 3 foot of a landing here. What that means is you need 3 feet from my heel here to over there. 3 feet minimum. This right here, I went ahead and put out 4 because no one's really complained about luxury, a little extra on the top, so to speak. So we went ahead and just framed out this box to 4 foot, so we got a 4x6 landing, which is more than enough, way more than code would ever ask for, but that's what we do. So we're gonna go ahead and fill this box out here and carry this guy. And I left the tails on these stringers here because we can actually tie in with some of the framing right here, so I can actually get a piece of this rim board out here and get that going too. Looks like we got a little bit of rain on our concrete, but we'll use this guy first. But I think we'll be okay. That didn't set quite yet. And they got these like little waterproof deals on these bags. Waterproof is actually an overstatement, water resistant. So I'm gonna put you guys back on the time lapse and get warm here, start moving, do the deal. You know the movements. So where we're at right now is we're pretty much framed up. You could probably tell by the lapse for the timing on that. And we got the majority of all the large members already in, leveled off, ready to go. We got to top off some of our concrete and such. So we got to top off some of these holes in the center. We've got to maybe grab like 2 or 3 more bags total so we can top off and slope some of these tops for the water. Gotta lay a little bit more of this underneath our landing and our stairs. But for the most part, we're mostly all framed up, blocked out, and we'll be ready for deck boards here tomorrow. Man, framing is probably my favorite part, decking, to be honest. It's like a hit or miss. Like, decking is definitely satisfying because you get to see it finished, but what's even more satisfying is knowing that when the boards are going down, they actually line up with the corners that you made for your framing. Ask a ton of drywallers what I mean. They can tell you exactly what a good framer or someone that takes the time to actually get some of these corners 100% correct. Vinny's in the truck. We're gonna walk over there real quick and get out of the rain for a minute. I've been getting rained on all day long. It's been pretty depressing. So grab my vest. We'll get this guy out of here. Whoa, Zeus, you're all dry, huh? Look at this guy. I gotta wash that today. Let's see here. So steep over here. Gotta park with the chalk in the wheel. Well, that was a wet one. You could say that again. Here's the flow of things, right? Off of this here, top landing, and then come off and cascade on these steps into a 4-foot landing. And then this 4-foot landing curves right here, allows you to walk around this corner and all the way that way, get a nice couple of chairs in the morning, have some coffee, that kind of deck. Connection board's a 2x8, and the deck board will be right in here, going this way. And then the rest of these boards are going to go that way, and they're going to butt up right here. But you need somewhere to nail that. Screw it. Please, for those people out there asking if you should put nails or screws in your deck, please never, ever, ever use nails unless they have some insane ring shank on the end, and that's when like the nail looks like it has ribs, right? That's the only time I would ever recommend even coming close to nails, unless you're trying to cut on budget. So please never use nails through cedar deck boards. They will shrink and those nails will back out. And you'll be dealing with the same exact issue you started here this year, 6 years from now. We'll be back where we started. So we're doing with 3-inch number 9 screws made by this company. There's a company here in Oregon that I really recommend. They have nice forklifts for one, but they're a great material distributor. This material distributor is Par Lumber, and I really like a lot of their tools. It's specialized to carpentry. So if you are looking for great tools and get Milwaukee stuff, it's not frowned upon not to have Milwaukee stuff. It's just Milwaukee has their basis of operation is every single tool that exists under the sun. So that's why I have a lot of Milwaukee tools, so I can start expanding a lot more here in Oregon after I kind of made my own rigid pack out. I'll show you guys later when I get back to Arizona in a couple days. But the tools back in Arizona, they're all rigid. So if you want to get good tools, get Milwaukee. But if you want to get good materials, find your local distributors. Par Lumber just happens to go retail. They can act as a warehouse as well, but their prices are big box, so got to be careful of that. It's the same as Home Depot and Lowe's done it. So do your research on who pressure treats your hemp fir. If you're in the Midwest, it's probably some sort of pine. Nah, I already forgot. It might be some sort of pine. You can see here in Oregon, you can see exactly how much it actually penetrates in here. You can see penetration all the way up to here, and then the center is it's schmeh, right? Penetration all the way up to about 1/8. I forgot what the actual requirement it is to be considered pressure treat, because we obviously have rules here in the Northwest. But because everything is so dang wet here, it's kind of funny, because now the moisture like never leaves the wood, even in the summertime sometimes, because we'll get these droughts or for a little bit and it'll dry out, and then it hits rain again, and all that rain just turns into a nice little squishy mess a little bit later. But we have clay here in Oregon, clay there in Arizona, but they're different types, fatty and silty. So whatever which one you have, just be careful what you decide to do with your pressure treated wood. So we're done here. I'm just actually going to catch you guys up tomorrow. I got to make an order of cedar decking. My other recommendations in the Northwest is if you want to go with a cedar deck, I would see if you can source Port Orford cedar. It's very difficult to work with if you don't know what you're doing, but the results are amazing. Make sure you use number 10 screws with Port Orford. Orford will try to go back to its original shape and will snap your screws off. So be careful of that. Other than that, we will see you guys tomorrow. See you in the AM. Ooh.